What is up, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? My name is Naomi. Welcome to House of Miscellania. I know, new location, right? Up in the bedroom, because I needed to get this baby open as soon as possible. Welcome, everybody, to the week 5 video for Mary Morales 2025. Oh, I'm so glad to have you guys here. If you are participating in the event, thank you for being here. If you have no clue what I'm talking about and you want to join us and work on a beautiful Morales, check out links in the description to join Mary Morales. This will be one of the last few weeks that you're going to be able to do so. I mean, if you're just doing weekly prizes and not ultimate, you can still join us. Please, please, please do so. There's an entry form below and instructions on what to do. That being said, oh my goodness, I'm excited about this unboxing and I want to get into it immediately. Now, keep in mind that somewhere during the video, I'm going to give you instructions on what to do this week, what comment you'll need to leave below so that you qualify for this week's prizes. I can't wait. All right, so this is Luntian. Luntian, even though it looks like, if you're American, you would read that as Luntian, which is a whole other thing, right? Luntian, meaning green in Tagalog, which is absolutely appropriate for this piece. And isn't she gorgeous? Okay, I want to get right into her, so let me go ahead and plop her open. I'm going to struggle with the plastic for a second here. She is a 50.6 by 66 centimeters in round. Now, you know that they're round because of the pink box, and it says round right on the bottom. How handy is that? All right, let's get her open. I can't wait to see. Oh my gosh. Now, if you've been paying any attention, Luntian is the one that I'm going to be working on for month 2, which is why she's coming up now. So I can't wait to get her open. Now, your contents with a Diamond Art Club are going to be your box with the inside little drawer kind of thing that comes with it. We've got our branded dust cover bag with the actual canvas and drills inside. There is a toolkit that comes with it, and really quickly through the toolkit, since most people already know what's in a Diamond Art Club toolkit, but for those who might be brand new, you receive in your toolkit a twist and pick pen. It has their, I don't know if they're calling that wax putty or putty inside, like just wax, but you can see the clear wax is in there. All you gotta do is twist, 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 and the wax will come to the end of the tip. It's a barrel sort of deal. And then we have a multi-placer, a 4-placer on this side. Now you can remove this whole thing and pull this out and refill it if you'd like to. These are reusable until kind of the end of time if you want to, or until you ruin your tip. There's also a 7-placer that comes along with it if you'd like to multi-place. And then you get some additional pink wax, the regular stuff that you get with most diamond art or diamond painting kits, and then an extra of their wax putty. And then the tray, it is branded. It has a removable lid. You can take that all the way off, and then a removable stopper so that you can pour your diamonds in and out of it. I'm going to stick this stuff back in here though, because they so nicely do so. You get 15 Ziploc baggies. Very handy if you want to save diamonds, or if you kit up that way. That's our toolkit there. And then we have our little envelope here thanking us for our purchase that's going to contain the sticker sheet and a card. Now, ooh, that's pretty. Look at that beautiful artwork. Luntian is a bronze card. Didn't expect anything other than bronze. That's what I usually get. But here is our sticker sheet. Got a little bit folded. That's okay. And she is a 50.6 by 66 centimeters in round, 71 colors. Now you're probably wondering, how do you get 71 colors out of that? Well, Diamond Art Club knows how. I'll tell you why. So each little individual thing here, start and end date, this the diamond there, and then Diamond Art Club and the name. Those are all separate stickers. And then you've got these here on your sticker sheet so that you can stick those onto your storage, whatever kind of storage you use. Absolutely beautiful. All right, I want to get into the canvas here. Are you excited as I am? Because I'm telling you what. Now, I am going to be getting specials for this kit. By the time you watch this video, I'm sure I will have already acquired some. But inside, we have our beautiful colors. Oh my gosh. We'll go over our colors in a little bit here. And all the specials. Now, the Diamond Art Club is a velvety soft canvas. It has scalloped and poked edge with a little extra something on it. Sometimes you get a little piece of the canvas stuck to the canvas. Scalloped and poked edge. You can see that there are crystal clear symbols on there. They also have pre-perforated plastic, which you can see from this gray line here. There's a perforation in the plastic, so all you have to do is kind of rip as you go. Very nice. There's their little branding. Do what makes you sparkle. And then there is a little dealie down the side here, your legend. Now I'm going to go ahead and roll this backwards because for any poured glue canvas, if they're rolled one way, you can roll them the opposite way, and then it will take some of the curl out of them. Now keep in mind with Diamond Art Club and most poured glue canvases, if you just leave them out, they will lay flat eventually. But check it out. Here we go. Oh my gosh. She's so little and beautiful. Oh my gosh. Look at her expression. Now, in the background here, I want to tell you a little bit about the flower that I believe that this is supposed to represent, and a little history around what I believe Luntian to represent, aside from the color green. God, I love that expression. Oh my goodness. Now, if you're waiting for me to give you your instructions for this week's video, hold please. Now, I'm not necessarily going to do a flyover for her because, I mean, she kind of is what she is, you know? But I can show you some of the little finer details. You got little star sorts of deals. Her eyes are mesmerizing. Oh my gosh. And then the flowers, of course, at the top are absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful stuff. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I don't think we necessarily need a flyover for her. She's little. And then their plastic, as I said, is perforated so that you can tear along the line. I usually use my tweezers to kind of run up the perforation so that I can just get through it easily. But oh my goodness. Okay, so while we've got her sitting there, let's go through our colors. Are you ready? Little crinkly plastic. I apologize, but I want to see these colors. Green is my favorite color. I don't know what your favorite color is, but I've been waiting for this canvas to drop from Diamond Art Club since they announced that they have Margaret, because again, green is my favorite color, and I almost got this as a cross-stitch conversion. Kind of glad I didn't. Now, if you're wondering why Diamond Art Club doesn't put their diamonds in DMC order by number, it's because they put them in order by weight. But let's take a look through some of these diamonds. I'll stop when we get to something important, but every shade of green. Oh my gosh. We got some skin tone. Oh goodness, a little 336. Okay. I love all of the teal greens. Even the white is kind of green, right? Look at that. Every shade of green that you want, you know? Oh, here's our first fairy dust. Okay, so fairy dusts, for those who don't know, are a diamond that have mica powder inside of them, so they appear to be glittery. That is not going to get on you. It's inside of the resin, so you're not going to look like you were out for a night of partying or anything like that, but they usually like to show their butts. But look at that. Ooh, beautiful. All right, and then I'm assuming more skin tone. Okay. What else we got here? Wow. I put them long style this time. More greens. Oh my gosh, I can't get over it. some 823. I don't think there's any 310 in here. We'll find out, but maybe in her, yeah, maybe in her eyelashes, there's a little bit of green, or black. 310. Look at that. Oh, here's our first AB, or Aurora Borealis, and it's got that coating on it, which looks like the night skies aurora. So pretty. Oh my goodness. More. Oh, here's another fairy dust. Oh, I don't think I've seen this color before. It's a very emerald green. Gorgeous. Oh, that's going to look good. All right, more teals and greens, some skin tone, gray greens. Beautiful. Oh, yep, I see a little itty bitty baggie of 310 in there. Okay, let's see, more greens. Green, green, green. A little peachy. Okay. A little brownish. Look at all of that. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to see where the specials are going to go on this, because like I said, I got some enhancements and I'm going to be enhancing this baby. A little orange. Oh my. Red. Oh, here's a fairy dust in red. I'm assuming that must be for her lips. Oh, 666. That's the red, like real red. What else do we have here? Any others? Oh, there's our little teeny bag of 310. Like I said, I think that's just for her eyelashes. Anything else? Nope. That's it. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now, I know you guys have been waiting for me to tell you the special word of the day and what you need to comment below, but I want to tell you a story about Luntian, the flower that I believe that this is. Now, I thought at first Lily of the Valley. I didn't think that was right. I did some more researching and I really believe that this flower is Hellebore. Now, that is native to Europe and temperate parts of Asia. And as we know, Margaret does tend to keep things in kind of a Japanese flow or style. And so I believe that it is a Hellebore. Not totally certain. But Hellebore is what I'm going to go with, because I almost wanted to pick Lily of the Valley. That was my mom's favorite flower, but it really doesn't look like Lily of the Valley. Now, before I go on and tell you about Hellebore and its very interesting sort of little quirks, what I'd like you to do for this week's comment down below is I want you to use the word flower in a sentence and tell me your favorite flower. So the key word obviously is going to be flower, but you're going to throw people off a little bit who are just going to be copycats by telling me your favorite flower, so that maybe they think the word that I'm looking for is whatever they post as their favorite flower rather than just the word flower. Now that's Flower, not flour as in like the grain that gets ground up to make bread. So tell me your favorite flower, but use flower in the sentence, okay? Now, Hellebore. This is hella interesting. I know, pun intended. Now, Hellebore as a flower, and because we know Margaret loves her flower meanings, it stands for and represents peace, serenity, and tranquility, but there's a darker sort of side to Hellebore that I'd love to tell you about. Now, Hellebore, excuse me, like I said, comes from Europe and Asia, and it is also known as, one of its names is the Christmas rose, the Lenten rose. It's also sometimes called the Oracle rose, and I'll tell you why. The colors of Hellebore can be white, pink, purple, or green, which is what this is. And it has a very rich Greek history. Now, we know I love my Greek stories. Now, let me tell you one. Melampus, who was a seer, actually used it to cure the madness that was inflicted upon the daughters of the king of Argos. And so Hellebore is often thought to cure mental illness. The story goes that the daughters of King of Argos, they somehow insulted either Dionysus or Hera, probably Hera. She was a moody woman. and then they were driven mad. They were walking the streets and they believed that they were cows. So they, Melampus, the seer, he sees these goats eating the hellebore, and he believes, okay, so what if I let the goats eat the hellebore and then I give these women the milk of this goat that's been eating the hellebore to cure their madness? And it worked, apparently. Interesting. But Hera also induced a madness on Heracles to kill his own children. So that was also used to cure Heracles' children. Now, there's also a Christian legend that goes with Hellebore, if you're a Christian person, that they grew or sprouted from the tears of this young girl who had no gift for baby Jesus. Apparently, the story goes that this poor shepherdess, Madelon, was approached by the three wise men to tell her that Christ was born. She decided to follow the three wise men into Bethlehem, and she just was continuously searching for a gift, searching and searching. And in desperation, when they reached Bethlehem, she fell to the ground. She wept and wept. And an angel took pity upon her and decided to move the snow aside to show hellebore growing there. And she cut them and give them to Jesus as a gift, which they also believe is the reason it's called the Lenten rose. I really just find that to be really, really interesting. Lastly, it's known as the oracle rose. In medieval times, they used hellebore to predict the weather. So what they would do is they would cut 12 stems every year on the 24th of December, or Christmas Eve, and it would be one for every month, 12 hellebore, one for every month. What they would do is they would place it in vases, and it would be assigned, each hellebore would be assigned a month. So January, February, March, April, May, etc. And if the flower opened and bloomed for that particular month, it would foretell good weather. If it remained closed tightly and never opened, that meant poor conditions. So, interesting. It's an oracle rose. And lastly, apparently, because it's believed that this plant induces sneezing, and in medieval times, they believed that if you were sneezing, that you were sneezing away evil spirits, because that's a thing apparently people did, was sneezed away evil spirits. And so what they would do is they would grind the hellebore for someone that they believed was possessed, or that they had evil spirits following them, or whatever, and it would induce sneezing. The ground powder of it would induce sneezing, and they would cast away the demon. Now, because hellebore is actually a poisonous plant, if the person died from ingestion or inhalation of the powder, they blamed it on the evil spirits, of course, not on the person who gave them hellebore, which is poisonous. Interesting stuff. And then lastly, of course, you know, olden times, medieval witches were known to use hellebore to apparently summon demons, which we know is just not true. But I thought you would find all of that very interesting, and we know how much Margaret loves the symbolism of her plant. So I wonder, first, is this hellebore like I think it is? And two, what does it mean to her? And maybe I'll find out. I'll have to ask her, because this is one of my favorite pieces. Hey guys, I decided to make this a two-part video because, as you know probably already, I've finished Luntian, right? So it took me, let's see, about 7 days to get it done. It was my second kit, and now I'm working on a third. So I decided to just go ahead and do a quick little post review to show you the specials and things like that that I put into the kit. This is my sum total of my trash. Not much in there, really, and it's your usual stuff. And then I've got my leftover drills. As you can see, there was nothing in particular that I felt like I was going to run out of. And then I brought up the specials that I used for this kit so that I could show, well, some of them, most of them, so I can show them off to you and show you what I used. Are you ready to see? First of all, let me have you step aboard House of Miscellania Airlines. Let's get in the air and take a close look, and then I will give you the rundown. All right, welcome back. Let me go ahead and flip her over, you guys. Oh my gosh. I am in love with the changes. I wish that the light was able to catch all of the things. I wish you could see it from my angle, because some of the things that the light is catching for me in person, you're not seeing as much. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let me go over really quickly, just want to show you the changes that I made. Down on the bottom, now with Margaret's work, she will typically do some sort of an embellishment, which is typically done with a metallic. There were no metallics in this kit, which is kind of a surprise because they normally catch that. That being said, the things down here, those were all actually just normal colored drills, like tan colors, but I decided to put in a crystal there on both sides. And then there were two stars. There was a star here and a star here. And for those, I used a starfish bubble. Oh my gosh, it is stunning. This one over here as well. They are like some of my favorites right there. And then there was an AB included in the kit, which was used to really nice effect. That was already charted. As well as up here in these gold areas, they didn't put anything in there either, no metallic. So I went ahead and used a darker crystal, because this is like a crystal 950. And then this is a crystal 3828 that I used up in the top just to make it different. What else? Oh, so another thing that I did throughout her hair, I used a 3808 crystal. I straight up did like a replacement for that. And I didn't do all of her hair. I just chose some strands in the 3808 to replace out. And you can see that it runs up through her hair. And then there was a spot here as well on the kimono where I did the same, just a little bit here and a little bit over here. There was another crystal that I decided to use, and it was a 699. Yes, a 699 crystal, like a very green. And I didn't use as much of this as I thought I was going to, but I used a little bit down in the kimono, just there. And then actually that ended up as a lot of the centers of my flowers. And adding that in, I think, was a really nice touch to the centers of the flowers. I felt like it it wasn't overpowering because it's such a dark colored crystal that it ended up making good effect, as well as a few of them in her beautiful eyes. Loved that. Then there was a green fairy dust that was charted into the kit. It was a darker green. You can also see that in her eyes. That came with the kit, but there wasn't a lot of it used throughout the piece. Like, you've got, you know, a little bit right there. You have a little bit up at the top. Like, there's not much of it. So I decided to add in some other fairy dusts, because the only other fairy dust that's in the kit that was charted, there's a red in her lips, which I thought was really lovely. And then the lighter green. And that's used far more. It's almost like a minty green there that you're seeing, that fairy dust. That was also in the kit. But what I decided to do was I added a 336 fairy dust in her hair. And again, I didn't replace all of the 336 in the kit, but I did. That's this one here. But I did do strands in her hair, so you can see a little bit of those. Like, here's a strand, some little strands. But I kept it down in her hair, and I think it looks really beautiful. Then, what else? Oh, so in the shines of her eyes here, and on just the shine of her lips, I wish you were catching the same light that I'm catching. I did use a Luna bubble there in her lips and there in her eyes. Oh, they're so good. That was for like her face, things like that. Oh, I lie. I also put in a 310 fairy dust in her eyelashes. It was the only 310 in the kit, and so I went ahead and subbed it out for a fairy dust, and I think it looks phenomenal. And then a fairy dust that I did add was two of them, actually. There are some ivory colored fairy dusts in 3866 that I used in this flower, this flower, this flower, this flower, this flower, and a little, no, not there. On those flowers. Oh, and this flower. And that was just like a cream colored fairy dust. Very, very effective, especially in person. And then at the centers of the flowers, I used a 704 fairy dust, a very bright green. And that one went like a really good effect right there next to the crystal is the 704 fairy dust. Then I used, what else? I used Marina Bubbles. The Marina Bubbles I ended up just using in little pops in the canvas that you can see that the camera's picking it up really nicely here, here, and here, there and there, right there, and there and there. And those Marina Bubbles, oh my gosh, they're so stankin' pretty. I love them so much, but I just wanted a little pop of something. And then the other pops that you're seeing, like just there in the center, that's going kind of yellow to light blue shift, is a Tiffany AB Glow Glass crystal. Ooh, there's a good patch of it right there too. It's called Tiffany. I love that. And then lastly, I used a Pearl AB Glow Glass, which looks just like the Luna bubbles, but it's an actual sparkler. It's like white. Do you see it there? It goes kind of into pinks and blues, but I used it mostly at the edges of the flower. Like here, there's like, I used it along the edge there and there. I used it here and here, right there, and a little there. It replaced the actual like white that they put on here, like the 3865. I used it to replace the white. Not all of it, but just like the edges of things, little edges of things. And I think it is gorgeous, especially in person. Like I'm telling you, if you could see the shimmer and the shine that I'm seeing with these colors in person. So, so good. Anyways, I just wanted to show you what I did with it. I'm not going to try and make this any longer than I have to. I'm going to return you to your regularly scheduled program. I can't even speak English, you guys. I'm going to return you to your regularly scheduled program already in progress. All right, that's all I have. Back to it. Pieces. I look forward to hearing what your answers are down in the comments, but thank you for joining me for this little bit of a long video. Gosh, she's pretty, and I can't wait to start her in January. Oh my gosh. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Luntian is her name. Yeah, so that's all I have for you today. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I hope that wherever you are this wonderful morning, evening, or afternoon, that you are having a lovely Margaret-filled journey wherever you are. All right, y'all. I'll see you next time. Bye.